Hello everyone and welcome to our presentation. We're happy to let you know more about our project as Nextland. As Nextland, the target group we address already has its own R&D capacities. They spend money and collect data on their own. All the identified end users operate in various industries but have a common point. Along with their production and distribution processes, they need to be certificated. Upstream certification companies struggle to gather consistent data in a cost and time-effective way. A certification process can take up to 4 months and involves several employees to collect data on site that they cross-check with Google Maps. Earth observation data can be of great help to reduce and optimize the certification process. By connecting to our platform, our clients could find the information they need on the land they certify. What do we need to achieve this project to its full potential? We estimate the required budget to €125,000, divided into marketing, HR, and operating costs. The first execution deadline on our side is the end of January 2021. By then, we'll be able to take the scalability of our approach and adjust the author needs. The European Earth observation industry is flourishing, fast-growing, and was valued between 2.7 and 3.1 billion euros in 2017. The forecasted annual growth rate of the industry reaches 13%. The Copernicus initiative allowed 11 organizations, known as Nextland, to use the data provided by satellite proceeding to the collection of images on the Earth's surface and atmosphere. A booming sector comes more often than not with increasing competition. High entry costs explain our competitors' big size. This overview of the European forestry sector can be summarized by the findings that this environment is highly protected and regulated by numerous laws, making it costly for actors which operation, production and activities depend on its exploitation. Why? Because they have to abide by the diversity protection and timber certification measures put in place by governments who own more than 80% of the forest in Europe. Economically speaking, many companies depend on forest resources for their activities and operate in a highly competitive market. The sector is expected to grow in the coming years, but R&D is needed to optimize resources management and provide regulators the data they need to foster transparency along the supply chain. This implies new costs.
After the contextualization and background of the industry, we looked at the potential clients that Nextland could target. Within Europe, Nextland would have companies like certification, paper and pulp, bioindustry companies, governments, packaging and fiber companies. Within this analysis of potential clients, we came to the conclusion that all of these companies needed a certification that provides them greater credibility in the market. Our next step was to look at who we wanted to involve along the project. So as a team, we decided that during phase 2, we would contact customers, local councils, and NGOs. On phase 3, the government, and during phase 2 and 3, the competitors and the key decision maker. Then we looked to how we could measure the success of our project, and we decided to include the inputs, process, and outputs of the project, also to evaluate the company's outcomes and the teamwork. On the second phase, we made the question of how do we create value. We knew that we needed to provide a better service than our competitors and we needed to match our clients' specific needs. But what do our clients need? They need data that is quicker to assess and less costly. After using both primary and secondary sources of data, the group came up with several solutions and filters. In total, we came up with 21 solutions and 14 filters.
So the next phase contains the selection of ideas, filters, as well as the ranking of filters. After the creative process, we had many possible solutions that we had to analyze. We used the POCA method to select the best ideas and to decide with which solution we were working with. It contains of separating the ideas in 4 categories, which are kill, review, multiply, and keep. This method was not used to define the ideas we were going to work with. It is used to analyze the ideas and to see which ones are clear enough, specific, and feasible to be taken in consideration. Overall, the selection method resulted in 7 possible solutions, for example, to integrate one-stop shop for all the Earth observation products available by developing joint developments. After the idea selection, we ranked the previously chosen filters. We quickly agreed upon technical feasibility and cost considerations while meeting clients' expectations being the most important factors. And after additional research and the incorporation of Nuno Gross's feedback, we came up with this ranking of 10 filters.
In this phase, we are going to capture value. For doing this, we are going to funnel all the ideas we have in order to narrow them and to get to one main idea that is going to drive the whole concept of this project. In order for us being able to capture value, we decided to do a concentration strategy. In other words, this means that we were just going to cover a single segment. Our segmentation process started by deciding that we were just going to work with Europe, at least at the start. We also considered the reach of our clients, how many clients we were going to be able to address, and at the same time, how many projects do they have. This translates on more work for us. And the last variable we considered was the budget they have for data collection and how important it was for their business. After funneling all these variables, we decided that we were going to work with certification companies. Certification companies work with paper and pulp companies and also with fiber-based products, which there are lots in Europe. Also, their budget for data collection is very big, because basically their business is based on the data they collect and how they interpret it, meaning that more or less half of their work is based on data collection. And because of that, they assign a huge budget for it. All the ideas we had were funneled in the ranking of criteria and filters. This was made in order for us to achieve the best solution we could. At the end, the cross-check of the validity of on-site recorded data was the best idea. In order for us to fit our idea with the segment we are working with, we did an analysis of the certification journey. We discovered that our clients do field investigation. This matches perfectly our product. The satellite of Copernicus has features that usually companies do not have. For example, access to historical records of the land, soil moisture analysis, or high-quality images, among others. Since we are planning to concentrate this part of the work of all of our clients, we are going to offer cost reductions, faster processes, and access to more information for our clients.
Lastly, phase 5 is about the operation part of the project, using several tools to consolidate value, such as the 3 M's and the business model. The 3 M's include 3 key resources, namely manpower, minute, and money, and they should be introduced to the shareholders given that they include relevant information about the feasibility of the project. Starting off with manpower, this resource concerns all necessary HR engagement and management for a successful completion of the project, and the task relevant maturity is a tool that helps delegate the tasks to complete, considering the competence and qualification of the employees. As you can see, we have 3 major tasks, the first one being interpreting EO data, which requires a high level of TRM, such as the second task, the direct sales to the end user. Lastly, we believe that the marketing practices require a medium level of TRM. Moving on to minutes, this includes the project timeline, which is divided into milestones to be achieved. The first one is the planning milestone, which is aimed to be achieved in the 30th of June, followed by the first execution milestone to be achieved at December 23rd, and the second execution milestone for January 30th of 2021. Lastly, money concerns all financial resources needed for the completion of the project. We used relevant estimations based on the research done by us to calculate the approximate financial costs of each necessary investment. The marketing costs would approximately amount to 20,000 euros, and it is composed by a sales training of 2 months and the website development. The operating costs would amount to 38,300 euros, and it's for the development of the platform, while the HR costs amount to 66,080 euros, and it accounts for the salaries of 3 software engineers and 2 sales staff. So as a total, we believe that the budget for the project is approximately 124,380 euros. Concerning the business model, the key partners for our project would be NASA, the European Space Agency, the Global Observation of Forest and Land Cover Dynamics, and Copernicus. The key activities would be forestry certification data cross-checking, using several key resources such as manpower, a mentoring system, training, and European partnerships. Having said this, our value proposition is to provide easily accessible data that is both precise and accurate, enabling cross-checking on-site, which in turn would allow for a decrease in cost for our clients. When it comes to customer segments, we are targeting certification companies in Europe, as well as their clients, through several channels such as our website, an online platform, media, social networks, and even email. For customer relationships, we aim at providing long-term contracts, increase brand awareness, and invest in high quality and innovation, providing constant onboarding assistance. Our revenue streams account for the service fees charged to the customers and the long-term contracts. Concluding, we would like to emphasize that a successful implementation of the project demands the investment of the budget mentioned, meaning that partnerships should be implemented, such as Nova SPE, VCW, Copernicus, NASA, the European Space Agency, and the Global Observation of Forest and Land Cover Dynamics. Also, it is imperative to have a clear vision of the project's return on investment after the first collaboration with clients, and communication tools should be developed to increase brand awareness. Thank you.